Merriam-Webster defines chivalry as an honorable and polite way of behaving, especially toward women. You've no doubt heard the old saying, chivalry is dead, right? Well, I had a very interesting experience the other day that has become the inspiration for this edition of Practical Assertion. Let me first of all say that I personally don't believe that chivalry is dead. I was blessed to be raised by a man, my father, who always showed the ultimate respect for women. Heck, he almost had no choice given the fact that there were 5 females, mom and my 4 sisters, in the house. But I don't for a minute believe that this was the only reason he respected women. As I understand it, my father's mother died when he was young, and one might wonder how he came to respect and appreciate women. After all, it is that relationship with our mothers that we form our attitudes toward women in most cases. So where did Dad develop this appreciation for women? As I thought about it more, I remember numerous occasions when my dad would go to visit several of his aunts, Laura, Maddie, and Maud, to be exact. I didn't realize it then, but now that I look back, Dad was modeling for me the kind of man that I should be. Again, around the house, with Mom and my sisters, he continued patterning for me. This is part of what psychologists refer to as the family of origins, where our early childhood experiences dictate our decisions into our adult lives. So to make a long story short, and to get back to my point, Dad passed on to his son, his only son, how to respect women. I pride myself on opening the doors, pulling out chairs, giving up my seat on public transportation so that women can sit. That, to me, is not a show of weakness at all, rather proof that I am a man. The latter brings me back to my thought. The other evening, while on my way back home, I had taken the train from the airport, which brought me to a station where I could then board a bus that would take me within a mile of my house. On this particular day, I was beat. Not from work, because I love what I do, so I don't ever really work, or at least it feels that way. The bus was pretty crowded, so I had to go to the back of the bus. I really try not to ride on the back of the bus out of respect for those who had to back in the day. I sat there and put my backpack in the seat next to me. We're rolling along, and then a young lady boards the bus with 5 children, none above the age of 8, and 1 in a stroller. As she fumbled to find her bus ticket or fare, the 5 children looked perplexed as to where they might sit. There was no way they were going to find enough seats together, so I beckoned for them to come and take my seat, the one on each side of me, one which held my backpack, and there were 2 right in front of me on the aisle so that Mom could have all of her little ducklings in arm's reach. By this time, Mom was now near the back and struggled to lift the stroller with baby inside up the 2 or 3 stairs to get to the seats. I suggest to the older daughter, again, not above the age of 8, to sit in the seat in front of me where I was so that I could get around her to help her mom with the stroller. See, I told you that chivalry is not dead. Here's the second part of my title. The mom then looks me dead in the eyes and tells me, "I got this." I looked at her, and normally I'm quite reserved, and again, I have the utmost respect for women. But this, anyway, I said to her, "Ma'am, I was simply trying to help you." She replied, "I don't need your help." Could it be that other men who still practice chivalry ran into this girl? See, a real woman knows how to appreciate and accept help from a man. And those men have decided not to offer help anymore? Might this be the reason fewer and fewer men offer? The saving grace for me was that every other female on the bus, young and old, gave me the look of appreciation as I made my way up to the front of the bus to stand until my stop came. The bus driver, male, said to me as I stood there holding on to the pole, "We've got issues. You did the right thing." Not that I needed his affirmation, mind you, but it simply confirms that chivalry is not dead, just not appreciated. What about you? Men, do you still practice chivalry? I want to hear from you. Women, what about you? Do you appreciate chivalry and accept it? Let me hear from you, and I look forward to seeing you next week for another edition of Practical Assertion. Just one last thought. I wonder if I had called her a B or an H, would she have responded differently? Well, there's my thought. I hope to hear from you. Take care.